Boxing news, and I am live. If you guys can see, we gotta talk, we gotta talk, we gotta walk, we gotta walk. Listen, um, big news around the campfire concerning Chris Eubank Jr. Now, here's the thing. This is according to his father. Now we have to take into account. Let's hit that like button, guys. Let's start that before we get in. You have 100 people on here, and then nobody hit the like button. You got 100 people and like 2 likes, 300 people and like 10 likes. Let's hit that like button as we populate. When we populate, hit the like button. Um, but Chris Eubank Senior, I know he has influence. Oh no's done. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. JK, let's go. Oh no's. Is it oh no's Hawaiian? Oh no's? Because if that's the case, I've been calling you, brother, all day. I've been trying to get a plate. um, but no, I know he has a certain influence over Chris Eubank, his son. And Ono's Hawaiian, right? Is this Ono's Hawaiian food truck? Treeport? No? Yes? Anyway. But then I'm not sure that Chris Eubank Sr. has that type of authority over his son. You know, that's like, it's almost like this. It's like John Fury saying, I'm taking Tyson out of a fight. I'm snatching him out. Because we've heard John Fury say that too. And John has been a guy that, I haven't really covered in a while. And I think I should. And it's like, how does he have dominance over him? He's not his trainer. Roy Jones is his trainer. He's his father, sure. I mean, his father, he's the heir, you know. Nah, Nelly. Nah, said Nelly, the horse. Gone. Only the boxer can pull themselves out of a fight. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking that, because I know again, he's the father, he has influence over his son, but just like him saying, "Oh, well, hey, Chris, you're pulling out of the fight. I want you out. Chris, I want you out. Out. No, you will not fight. Nigel Ben's son. Not now. Not never." Ono's from the UK, counterpunch to you, brother. Let's hit that like button. Let's hit the like button. So we haven't heard, though, Chris Eubank Jr. officially call out. We don't know. It could be mind games. So we don't know how it will go. We don't know how this will turn out. We really don't know at all. We just know that, the father has spoken, and is the father word, is it bond? You know what I mean? In fact, because I'm like on lunch break, because I'm working on a show here in town. So I got to get back to set. But I wanted to spend some time with you guys and talk about this because, like, I'm looking, I see several channels, I was like, hey, that's what he said. But then I started thinking, like, well, is Chris pulling out, or is his dad want him to pull out? Is his dad recommending him to pull out? Can his dad say, hey, Chris, get the hell out of there. Come on. You're not fighting it, at 157. But then, like I told you guys, my counterpunch on it was like, well, he didn't want to fight Conor because primarily, and because Conor wasn't ready. He said, why don't you wait? You got to let a fight like that marinate. Not because it's now weight. Now it's weight. Now it's like, okay, wait a minute. Those are two different things we're talking about here. First, you said, let the fight marinate because Ben ain't there yet. He's not where we want him to be in order for the fight to be big as it could be. That was his first thing. The second thing now is this all of a sudden out of the blue deal breaker over the 157-pound limit. Like, what the hell? So I mean, a lot of stuff. It just seems fishy to me, on what's going on here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm going to definitely make a poll. Why not? I'm gonna make a poll so we can vote on that shit. You know. So you guys heard Connor Ben though. I don't buy it. He's not pulled out of the fight before he himself says so. Okay, Skip. I mean that makes sense. And London sounds like okay. Chris Senior Daily Mail. I gave my sons and his instructions, and he chose to follow a different path, but he still can't override his dad because his dad is speaking sense. And who will back me up? The public. Um, I don't know. Let's see. Let's hit that like button, guys. I'm making the poll right now. Cool. All right. Well, that's done, and it's time to have some fun. Um, yeah, I haven't heard anything from Chris Eubank. Let me Google him real quick while I got you guys on here. Check this out. Billy Joe's back in action, right? You guys heard Billy Joe. Billy Joe says he says Ben is giving age, experience, and weight away. So if Eubanks can't be disciplined to lose the extra few pounds, he should not have wasted everybody's time. Simple. Get the weight made and get in the ring and fight. You know, and that's kind of PG for Billy Joe Saunders because Saunders and Eubank, those guys are rivals. Those guys. That's the fight that I would be interested in seeing. Another fight for those guys at 168 or wherever. That would be good for both guys. But um, I think is another reason. I don't think it's the weight. Me personally, now just looking and thinking about it, I don't think it's the weight at all. I don't think that that's the case. I think something else is going on. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm no, because you went from let this fight marinate. So you could look at a fight. Well, this fight's not ready. Well, anybody could look at that and say, you know what? Who's not ready? Is it Connor Ben's not ready, or is it his son Chris Eubank ain't ready? See, anytime where the dad wants to prolong a fight or procrastinate, or hold off and reschedule, And then he doesn't want to come on. And then all of a sudden he comes in and says, you know what? My son's life is in danger. I won't put it in danger like that. Now, take in mind, now, people, that Chris Eubank Senior lost a son, Sebastian. So maybe he's kind of sensitive to that. When you start losing, I do not know what that's like. Not gonna pretend to know. Not gonna, I'm not gonna do that. But I can only imagine. So he might have this protective element, due to that experience of losing a son, that maybe he's telling Chris, like, yo, no, if you got to give up anything, weight ain't gonna be it. You know, we're not gonna have you trying to, you haven't been that weight in a long time and shit. Like I keep telling people, the big analogy that I use was De La Hoya and Pacquiao. See, if De La Hoya would have came in at 154 pounds, or you know what I mean, weighed in, and didn't make that catch weight, because I think it was 145 he had to make, De La Hoya. And you have to think about Oscar De La Hoya being that old, because I think at the time he was like 35, 36, maybe. 2008, let's see, 2008 to 18, that's 10. 2018 to 22, that's 14 years. He's 48 now. '48, 38, 34. So he was 34 years old, 34 or 35. And then he goes from 157, because he was at 157 when he got stopped by Bernard Hopkins, right? And then he fights Mayweather at 154. Then he goes down to 145 to fight Pacquiao. And then he gets annihilated. He gets everything else. Everything else he got fighting Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao destroyed him. And I bet my cousin, God bless the dead, I tried to bet him. And he's like, nah, I ain't going to take your money. But I know Pacquiao is going to fuck him up. And I'm like, dude, please. There's no way little ass Pacquiao fighting Barrera and Morales and, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way. No way. That's no. Yeah, that happened. This is crazy. My Dion coming in with that $10 super chat, bruh. His pop's just scared. He's going to get knocked out. Damn. Thanks for the super chat, brother. I don't know. It's something else, man. I don't think it's the weight though, because if it was the weight, it ain't like the weight has been popped up out of the blue. It ain't like Team Ben and said, nah, you know what? We're not fighting at 160. We fighting at 157. That would be different, because then that would be new information that they didn't disclose. And then, Chris Eubank is reacting because of the recent news, but there was no recent news. So if there was no recent news, and this is news that had always been around since the fight had been made, no, it's something else. Tony says the fight is back on. Okay. It is the biggest money fight either of them will have, and Chris knows it. Chris fights for money, not passion. The fight will happen, no doubt. Okay. Daft fight away. Ben go fight Avanesian. Mitch, his dad's so fame hungry. I'm 30 years old and my dad can't tell me shit. I respect him, but damn, I'm 30 years old with 2 kids. Ain't nobody telling me what I can't do. Mitch, you got a point there. Because Chris Eubank, now I can even understand if he was 25, because 25 is kind of like a couple years ago he was like 23. You know what I mean? So, like, you haven't been too long a grown up. This motherfucker's 32. So, yeah, I do get what you're saying, Mitch. Good counterpunch, man. You tell him, Mitch. Jacobine. Rumor in UK is that it It's the rehydration clause that Senior is concerned with. As you say, it's not new news. Don't understand why, but this is what people saying. Jack, okay. I didn't know about the rehydration clause because there's the one thing that kept come in at a catch weight. That's one thing. But then it's another thing entirely to come in uh at this weight, but then you can't go back naturally or you can't balloon up to a certain weight. That's not cool. You know what I mean? So, but nonetheless, they still knew that shit. It ain't like, oh, he just comes up and Chris, we're pulling you out of the fight. We're pulling you out. Oh, we're pulling you out. You don't need money. We have money. We're the Eubanks. We don't need purses. We are purses. Eubank realized he can't break Ben mentally. Could see Ben training videos and got spooked off the fight because of the pressure. Chris spoke big and now got back it up. Now he got to back it up. Roby, I don't know, man. You know the way he's talking, like I don't. It's contradicting, But it's not the issue with Connor. It's never going to be the issue with Connor. The issue is, with what he has to do, and that's losing that amount of weight. Like that's his greatest enemy. No, his greatest enemy is fighting somebody and losing that weight, and that somebody's beating the hell out of you. Mm-hmm. I think the fight only goes ahead if they do something about the weight situation. Yes, I heard the rehydration was an issue too for Eubank Senior. Okay. Definitely over rehydration. All right. Apparently rehydration between 8 to 10 pounds max. But I mean, Jacobine, that's not cool because what you're trying to still do, you're still trying to starch a guy that's already been starched. So you're trying to tell a fighter, hey, we know that you've sacrificed a lot because probably Chris Eubank probably won't even eat that day just to make weight. And then you're telling him, hey, once you make weight, you can't come back or can't naturally balloon up to where you were or where your body feels it should be after it rehydrates. See, you have no fucking way of knowing that or doing that unless you're still starching yourself. You're still restricting yourself. That's what that is. Daily Mail, despite Nigel Ben asking his old rival, so you're putting your foot down, saying to your son at 32 years old that the fight is not happening? To which Eubank Sr. responded, absolutely. Wow. Roby, I'm from the UK and a Ben fan, but Eubank can fight. I favor Eubank to win. Ben's style is perfect for Eubank. KO guys out there try to fight Eubank, loses every time against pure boxers. Think this fight will be violent. I know it will. Yeah. Jason's smart. That's exactly what I see. Yeah, pain. I pity the fool. I pity the fool. Let me get you. Let me get you, Ben. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, Ben, like my daddy got your daddy. I'm gonna get you. You gonna feel the pain. I'm gonna hurt you bad. I'm gonna hurt you bad, Connor. I'm gonna make you feel like you still in a nutsack. You gonna be rolling around. But I'm gonna put you down, sucker. Cause it's your time. It's your time to go down. It's my time to put you down. Eubank has a granite chin, grows the heavier man couldn't knock him down. Can Ben carry his power moving up in weight? It's going to be a hard fight for Ben. Well, yeah, I mean, I think people need to understand that as well. Like this Connor is a small welterweight. He ain't no fucking Vernon Forrest or no damn Jaime Munguia or no. He ain't nobody like that. He ain't no big dude. He ain't no Errol Spence. That motherfucker got to come up to 157. He don't have to rehydrate, but he's going to be fighting a bigger person. That's why they got that rehydration contract. Senior nevertheless urged Ben, my king, to remain at welterweight instead. Pursue the likes of Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Okay. I don't know if he's ready for that shit because, see, messing with someone like, no. Terrence Crawford would knock out Conor Benn. And I like Conor Benn. He just doesn't know. He will get countered just like Sean Porter did. And see, Conor's proud. He would get knocked out completely. Like, they would have to stop Conor from getting beat by Terrence because, see, Terrence will set him up and he'll end up running into shots. Because, see, Terrence is patient. He waits for these type of openings. And then here's the thing also about Terrence Crawford. He can create those openings. He can set traps. You see what he did against Sean Porter? He had Sean Porter running in at him, and he caught him with that uppercut. And then when he got up, he got knocked right back down. And that just shows you that Terrence Crawford gets you hurt. He's one of the best finishers in the business. See, Errol Spencer just beats you up. And then beating you up, if beating you up consists of taking you out, okay, therefore, so be it. But no, he's not like Terrence. Terrence is an absolute dog because once Terrence hurts you, he's going to finish you. Okay, perfect example. You remember Kell Brook? That was a good fight. Kell Brook was tagging fucking Terrence. He was tagging Crawford. I'm like, yo, fucking Kell might be onto something. You know what I mean? Because he kind of he's a counter puncher. So he waits, he fights in rhythm and spots, right? And that's how he gets his points off. That's how, you know what I mean? He has to fight in a certain tempo. Well, as soon as Terrence Crawford nailed him, he got him out of there. He didn't play with him. As soon as he hurt him, that's exactly what happened. Kurt, this is ridiculous. Why even make this fight if both fighters can't come in at their best? To have Eubank weight drained is ridiculous. Smooth will. I'm not doubting you, but then maybe these guys, maybe they seen the zeros and said, fuck it. Maybe that might be the case. You know, I mean, obviously we ain't doing it. They're the ones that agreed to it. They signed a contract to fight each other on the zone. October 8th. They were the ones that did that, not us. You see what I mean? He sparred Froch, Eubank, and got him ready for the Froch Groves rematch. Eubank a dick, but he can fight. Yeah, he can fight. But see, Chris Eubank Jr. has that kind of kin mentality from Street Fighter. He likes to knock you senseless. Remember Chris Blackwell? And everybody was like, you fucking asshole. I'm like, dude, it's a fight. Dion W. coming in with that 20. Duh! I got Conor Benn by KO. Chris Eubank keeps his hands way too low because he tries to emulate Roy Jones so much, but it's going to backfire against someone who has that kind of accurate pressure like Conor does. The thing is, with Conor's accurate pressure, how is he going to, will he be able to hurt Chris Eubank Jr.? Because it ain't like Chris Eubank Jr. ain't got no chin. We all know he got a good chin. So my thing is, if Conor Benn can't hurt him with his punches, it's going to be a long night because it's going to be like, okay, you hit me. Now I'm going to hit you. And when I catch you, let's see how you take my punch versus how I took your punch. So that's how that's going to be. Haven't you noticed since he fought Paynard and Ben got hurt badly and beat up, Eddie Hearn always matched him with non-punches. Hey, WTF is going on? Chris is really getting out. Daniel Pines, I don't know. It seems like it, though. Senior would not mention the death of his son, Seb, as a publicity stunt to garnish more of a fair shake for Junior in this fight. No. I didn't say he did. I'm just saying, take that for an example. Maybe he wants his son out because he doesn't want to lose another one like he already did. Not saying he was going to. I was lucky enough to get ringside seats for this fight. Sold out the venue in 47 minutes. Is being broadcasted worldwide. Can't see Junior walking away from this payday no matter what his father says. Well, God, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if he has that juice like that, he could make it happen. Roy Jones been quiet in regards to this fight since it was announced. Is he training Eubank for this fight? I'm not sure. I haven't heard him talk about anything. You are absolutely correct. Because, I mean, I haven't heard anything
concerning Roy Jones Jr. Jr. is going to do what he wants, regardless of Senior's wishes. He best comes in at 60%, otherwise, it will be a public execution. Okay. Maybe Eubank Jr. sees something in Ben Jr. that he doesn't see in his son. Ooh, look at Mark being all messy. Daniel Hartley. He's a strange guy, Eubank Sr. He's a very particular guy. If I was going to describe Chris Eubank Sr., he's very particular. I am very particular. At Counterpunch, not responding to you, good sir, was just stating a point in the comment section. Big up to you. Okay, Counterpunch to you, brother. It's the prodigal Chung, Jack and Beans. Senior was just going to be in the corner, not necessarily trying to. Deontay Wilder versus Predator. Who wins? And explain why. Kurt, please. Jet. Before I even get into that, I'm gonna entertain that. But let me get this super chat. Dion, brother, thank you. Keep them coming. Keep in mind, Kurt, that his chin and stamina will be compromised due to weight drainage. Now, you know what? You got a point. Because we seen Andy Ruiz, that motherfucker got hit by Chris Arreola, and it's like he didn't have it no more. And then first thing people said, like, damn, this dude shot. He shot the shit. He ain't the same type of dude. Like, what happened to him? Right? So I think you may have a point with that. Weight does a lot because it makes you weaker. Your punch resistance is worse because you're weaker naturally. Okay, Deontay Wilder versus Predator. Predator got him. Unless Predator got all these gadgets and gadgets shit. Right? He got all these gadgets and gadgets, so he could easily take Wilder out. But if he just goes Deontay might Bomb Squad! I told you I was gonna kill a predator. That's my body right now. You see me dragging his dreads. Yeah, man. Although I like Ben Senior toughness as a fighter, let's not forget he was let off the hook in the first round against McClellan and beat a severely weight drained Iron Barkley, his two biggest wins. Okay. Chris Eubank Jr. has revealed his dad has not yet accepted his offer to corner him in his upcoming fight against Conor Ben, but he remains hopeful that he will be there. Yeah, that's the last thing I heard because he wanted him to be in there. But the only reason he didn't want him actually uh, he didn't want to be a part of it because he didn't take instructions of his son not to take the fight right now. Okay. I seen a YouTube video that the other day with Roy Jones Jr. saying he's not training him but speaks to him every night. Okay, well, he's not training him then. Jet, I like to see you smile big, bruh. Yeah, man, Wilder would have got him. He would have knocked out the Predator. If now if the Predator had his gear, he's over with. That little gun on the side with the little three beams. Yeah, that's Wilder's ass. But Wilder charge him up. Wilder tell his ass, you come with that, you take off that bullshit. You ain't shit without all that shit you got on. You take that off, I'm gonna kill you. I'ma be your predator. Bitch, you the prey. The rehydration clause is where the fight is in jeopardy as it's more restrictive than the IBF clause. The brain synovial fluid is so important when you are rehydrating the fight. Yeah, I seen people have strokes over that shit, man. Yeah, I seen people have strokes over that. Definitely. Definitely, bro. So, I want to see Ruiz versus Chisora. Ha ha ha. Probably being biased because I'm a Brit. But then again, he did best Pulev gave him a big fight. Chisora. Well, listen. Chisora, if Chisora had a gas tank, I would give him a very good chance of beating Andy Ruiz at this level. Because see, Chisora's gonna fight you, and he's either you're gonna whoop him or he's gonna whoop you. Now, Andy has the hand speed, so Andy can get in there, and it will be a fight that I think Andy would fancy, simply because like Chisora is going to be exactly where he needs to be for Andy. Andy ain't got to chase Chisora. Andy ain't got to worry about Chisora outboxing him. He got to worry about Chisora catching him with that overhand right or a left hook. Love the impersonations. Keep them coming. Mark Griffins, appreciate it, brother. Counterpunch to you. Dion W. Jab that like party, peoples. Appreciate that love. That half a dub on your boy. Blue Blood's back at it, y'all, with another one. Don Julio. Yeah, man, that damn Blue Blood. Listen, let me tell y'all something. We need super chats from everybody. We only got 400 super chats. We need 10 more super chats. Wipe your feet when you come in, okay? Listen, get them like buttons. Hit the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Ruiz counterpunch him. Ha ha ha, fast hands. He would. He would catch him like that. And I just see him. Because see, what's going to happen with Chisora. Chisora is just going to fatigue out. He's going to die fighting. He ain't going to try to take his time. He ain't going to try to coast. He ain't trying to do all that shit. No, Chisora's going to try to knock you out with every shot. Then he will probably get knocked out trying to knock somebody out. That's the thing. Ruiz counterpunch him. Kurt, I believe Tyson Fury has to be one of the worst heavyweight champions ever. He is a terrible representation of a champion. Give me examples of how he's like, what makes him very terrible. I mean, they all talk shit to me. You know? Hell, ask yourself this question. Has Tyson Fury ever threw anybody's belts out of the ring? Counterpunch. See, you have to be really take into account, what you call terrible or not. Damn, I'm really looking for something that I don't think I have. Kurt, you and Coach Malachi Williams is the only guys that don't ask for handouts, meaning money. Unlike boxing, Blue Blood, you don't what you do because you love it, not to get paid. Yeah, I love doing it. Thing is, before the channel got real big, I didn't even really go live because I didn't even really know about going live. I mean, yeah, money's an element of it, but you have to love what you do, or it'll become something that you have to depend on or rely on. And in that case, in any case, you'll get sick of it. And in that case, you'll get burnt out. Personally, Junior would probably make more money fighting Billy Joe at super middleweight on Sky, as Billy Joe has a lot to do to come down and weight and dust off ring rust or ring wear. I just want to see all the fights to be made without all the politics. Me too. But, I mean, will that happen? No. I offended Americans because they don't get the English banter. Yeah. Yeah, I could have sworn I might have left that. You know what? I did. I left that at my apartment. I didn't bring it with me because I had this here. Fury talks shit, but he's always delivered in the ring. I don't understand the Americans. Understand British humor sometimes. He has delivered in the ring. Mark Griffin. I just want to see. Okay. Let me see here. he abusing mental health. He blames everything on that crap when in reality he just was has a poor character. He's a good boxer, but seeing my sister go through really mental issues, I just can't support it. Ask Skip. You know, I've been wanting to talk to you guys about that. If you guys haven't voted, just vote for me on the community panel. But when Tyson Fury mentioned mental health issues, the word wasn't thrown around like that. It was like you would say exactly what's going on with you. Are you on drugs, motherfucker? Do you have a substance abuse problem? Or do you have suicidal thoughts? Do you suffer from depression? You know, those are those type of things that are specific. When people start just saying mental health issues, that's just like saying, hey, I have something going on with me mentally in some sort, shape, form, or fashion, and I don't have to specify. See, my thing is about that too. When people start talking about mental health, it's like I think and I look at that as such a fucking cop out. You know why though? Because if you were diagnosed with something, they would tell you what it is. We've been around for a long time, okay? And that has been around since, wars. People have developed, people have been going through mental shit for a long time. But, are you dyslexic, motherfucker? Do like a lot of things are mental illness, which I won't get on into. Dion W, another dub from your boy Dion Dub. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. That is very helpful. Um, but like there is different types of mental illness, and for sake of argument, there are people that are good at bullshitting people when they're really happy or they pretend happy and the motherfuckers are dying inside. So is Tyson Fury one of those people that he's an entertainer, but then when he comes home, comics, comics have like forms of depression because you have different forms. Okay, perfect example. Robin Williams. I know we know Robin Williams. If you guys, all 90 of you on here, if you guys don't know who that is, hit the like button. If y'all don't know who that is, I'm sorry, no, you don't. Mark Griffin's coming in with that 89 pounds. Appreciate you, brother, with that sticker. What's the crying about? I don't get it. Do you think Andy is gay for getting a tattoo on his ass like a... Tell me what you think. Jet, I am biased, bro, because I don't have tattoos. So it's not fair for me, a person that don't even believe in having tattoos or don't do them at all, to talk about them. I can tell you, I hate when women like these, like fucking millennials. I hate women that got a bunch of tattoos. If I get married to any chick, she won't have them. That's just me. Because it like for me, I see trends. This is nothing mere or more than a trend. Fucking in the 90s, you didn't have chicks getting tattoos like that. Especially like rich or famous people. You didn't have that. You didn't have sleeves on their fucking forearm. You didn't have back tattoos or ass tattoos or a lot of, face tattoos. You didn't have that shit. You didn't have that. That's a fad. That's something that people saw that was cool or was made acceptable, and they did it. And they did it because somebody else did it. When people do that, that means they're followers. Don't mean they're leaders. That's why I don't do it. Because I don't have to define anything to be cool. Now, on his ass, now it's not the fact that he got it on his ass, right? To me, since you asked, I'm going to tell you, it's the fact that Andy Ruiz showed people he got his on his ass. Like, I don't want to see your fucking nasty, bad, little booty built fucking muffin top ass tattoo. I don't want to see that. Let's move forward. He blamed mental issues on cheating on his wife. Yeah, that's bullshit. He cheated on his wife because, and see, here's the thing. Okay, mental issues. People need to stop saying that. Stop fucking saying mental issues. Because what you're saying is, you're just saying, you know what? I got mind problems. That's all you're saying. I got mind problems. Motherfucker, what kind of mind problems? Mental health. I have mental health issues. That's bullshit. Because see, what you want to do is go to the doctor, and the doctor will then prescribe you, and they're called psychiatrists. Psychiatrists prescribe you like, hey, I can't get it. I see that shit, I want to take it. I'm in Walmart, I see something, I gotta have it. I gotta take it. I got a pocket full of money, but I got to take this shit because it's on my mind. See, I gotta take it. You see that candy over there? I'm gonna take it and shove it in my pocket. I got $300 in my pocket, but I'm gonna take that candy bar. Why? Because I can't help it. Doc, help me. He's gonna prescribe you. You're a fucking klepto. You're a klepto. You just, but what you don't do is say, I have mental health issues. You see what I mean? Like, that doesn't work that way. You have to understand what you have. And people are throwing that shit around, and I guarantee you they ain't seen damn fucking doctor about doing shit about getting help. You ain't seen no shrink, no doctor, no professional help. You haven't seeked that whatsoever. You just said, I got mental health issues. I'm not saying that Tyson Fury didn't, but I guarantee you Ryan Garcia didn't. He just said that shit. I got mental health issues. Oh, but I'm brand. Yeah, I'm donating my brand. I'm promoting my brand of whiskey. Wait a minute, motherfucker. Last week you had mental health issues. Tyson Fury is so full of shit in so many ways. Think he's a regular guy. He took drugs, had a breakdown, rebuilt his career, and made a lot of money off mental health, and kind of abused it to rebuild his career. I can go with that. Because, see, we don't know. I mean, we know he had suicidal thoughts. You know, again, I don't want to say what a person ain't got, because I ain't that person. I want to make that clear. But then when someone says mental health issues, the people that use that shit these days, more than likely, 9 times out of 10 are full of shit, because they, you know, mental health issues are, that's so many different possibilities of so many different things. So when you say mental health issues, you're regurgitating the next shit you heard somebody else say. Because had you went somewhere and be like, man, I ain't feeling right. I be feeling like killing myself. I'm depressed. You know, I don't like to sleep. You know, or I sleep too much. I don't find joy in stuff no more. Okay, well, in that case, you need to take your ass to a psychiatrist, a shrink, and talk about this, so then they can prescribe something to you, maybe some antidepressants, maybe some, you know what I mean, Lortabs or whatever that you need. Okay? So, on the same token, for Ben, who can be a potential backup dance partner, if this fight falls through, Robert Guerrero could, yeah, he'll get a check, and I think he would go for it, because he needs, you know, his wife had cancer. I don't know if it's still in remission. I hope, like to God, it is. But yeah, I mean, he got beat up by Omar, and Omar retired him, and then he came back fighting Victor Ortiz in an exhibition, I think. Now he's back with the guy, Omar Figueroa. You know, he's retired. So it's crazy. It's just funny how people never really called him out on using mental health like they should have. Well, you know, it's a slippery slope, because it's one of those, you know, it could be little boy cries wolf, but what if the wolf actually comes one day? You know? So, and then the last thing we want to hear, man, Tyson Fury killed himself. Then we get the fucking point. Then everyone's sorry. Instead of really just really paying attention to that shit, okay. But, you know, I think what happens if someone's really going through something, again, people are better at disguising it than other people. You know, some people can walk around, you don't think that there's anything wrong with them, because they're so good at becoming, or in character of being, this quote unquote normal person. And then they go home one day and kill themselves. Again, Robin Williams, bro. Robin Williams. You know, this motherfucker, nobody really knew, you know, like outside looking in from what he was doing in the film industry and his career, nobody knew that he had that going on. We all have problems, says Mark Griffin, of some sort. It's how we deal with it. Yeah. But using mental health issues, no. I think someone that claims that shit has to specify what the fuck is going on with them. Like, man, I got a drinking problem. That's a mental health issue. Drugs, dependency. You know, I can't kick the habit. I know I want to. I know I need to, but I gotta keep taking this shit, snorting this shit, smoking this shit, injecting this shit, drinking this shit. I can't stop. That is a mental health issue. See what people try to do this, oh, mental health, because they heard somebody else say it. That's it. You can't call anyone on their apparent issues, you be accused of some sort of ism. Yeah, Paul, you're right, but I would hate for people to do that. And I just got a feeling that Ryan Garcia did. I'm sorry. When that motherfucker's pulled all, he ain't suffered from this shit since. Think there's a trend in labeling yourself in 2022 now, unless you're walking about with a massive smile on yourself. Apparently, you're depressed. People got to be understanding. It's fine to be pissed off too. Well, sometimes it's okay to be sad. Yeah, I mean that's one of the emotions you go through life, but it's how you regulate it. It's the balance. Are you always sad? Or are you sad when something happens? Did you lose a parent? Did you lose a brother? Did you lose a son or a daughter? Did you lose someone that was close to you? Those things are going to happen. That's what you're going to experience. And you shouldn't have to take no fucking pill or anything to get over it. It's something naturally you have to deal with. It's like having a bad breakup, like somebody that you dated or been with a long time. Then you guys break up. Then you're going through a transition by yourself without that person. That'll fuck with you. You got a broken heart. That fucks with you mentally. I could relate to that. That fucks with your mind. You don't want to do shit. You're depressed. You're living in less. You're in a mess. Bars. You're in all those type of things. Right? Smooth. Mental health issues is the trend now. Tyson Fury, Ryan Garcia, Simone Biles at the Olympics, Naomi Osaka in tennis. You know what? I'll say this. Osaka, she's from Japan, right? I'm going to tell you something. The shit's real, though. Korea, like, it's been like pop stars, actresses that had these fucking crazy contracts. Like, what you don't know, like, what was her name? Suli. I think her name was Suli. Suli was an actress, entertainer, singer from Korea. You know, did like some Korean dramas to The Beautiful You. That's the first one I ever seen. But she was in they have crazy contracts over there. Chris Benoit, that was some random shit. Chris Benoit, yes, that was CT. Matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned him, Roby, because I had just talked about him. I read up on him, and they said his brain was so fucked up because they did an autopsy on him, and they researched his brain. You know, they checked his brain out. They said he had the mind of an 85-year-old man at 40 years old. They say his mind was fucked up. Now, is it from the wrestling? You know, because I mean, he like who was he friends with? It was Eddie Guerrero's brother, right? I don't even watch wrestling because it's just fresh. That's why I can remember it. I get up at like 3 a.m. sometimes and just randomly read shit and research stuff. But Eddie Guerrero's brother, that he received Chris Benoit's last text, and his last text, Slick Finster, Slick Finisher. What's up, brother? It was like he said the dogs are in the backyard, and the dogs are in the backyard, and the door is open. Like some shit like that. And it was like random. He was like, what the fuck is he talking about? And he didn't even take account into how weird that was. Nobody really knew until, Chavo. Is it Chavo? He's his nephew? Yeah, okay, Chavo. Okay, I thought it was his brother. But yeah, he got real close because him and Eddie were best friends or whatever. You know, the 8 weeks abstinence joke was fire. Eubank Jr is hilarious. So Jesus Salvador, you have to understand something. If he pulls out of that fight, it won't be funny at all. Apparently was from many concussions, probably that diving headbutt and steroids. Yeah, I think it was, steroids. He was jacked up on it. His son was choked and killed with syringes. So I'm not sure if he might have did that after the fact he choked. It was fucking bizarre, bro. That was one of the weirdest things. I think that was in '07, right? Yeah. And it was like, I didn't even know who Chris Benoit was because, again, I don't watch wrestling. My cousins watched it next door where I grew up, but I don't watch it. My best friend hung himself 6 months ago, and none of us knew he suffered from mental health until his mother found prescription depressants in his drawer a week after he was buried. He hid it well. See, Andy, that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's people like that that are scary that you don't know. And then here's the thing, how are you supposed to know? You don't. Again, Kurt, it's always a pleasure listening to you, and I appreciate how you do your best to comment on everyone's post. Getting late for me. Sorry, at work in the morning. Keep up the good work. Mark Griffin. Thank you, brother. Don't work too hard. Roby, the flying headbutt probably was the most mashed his brains over the years. Must have mashed his brains. Yeah. Can't do that shit, man. Because, I mean, he was through, dude. He was like Aaron Fernandez. You know what I mean? Like that, they say his brain was ate the fuck up. I mean, it was done. He was damaged to the point where you're just fucking crazy. They got boxers that like that too. Wilfredo Benitez. He was fucked up like that. He would fight random people at random times. They say when they cut his fucking skull open, his brains oozed out, bro. Yeah. Chris is pretty overall good fighter. He can beat Conor Ben and fight Canelo. Be pretty good though. Dude, Benoit did not kill his family. Kevin Sullivan killed Benoit and his family. Kevin Sullivan was a satanist, and Benoit's wife was married to Sullivan and left him for Benoit. Oh my God. John Manziel. I did not know that, bro. See, those are the type of things you want to know. Hold on, let me get the rest of this here. Vince McMahon screwed up many wrestlers. Canelo would KO Eubank. It would be a good fight. I think Canelo would eventually catch him with a counter and hurt him, just like he did Billy Joe. Now, Chris Benoit, that's obvious when you kill your whole immediate family, but Tyson Fury cheating on his wife, that's ridiculous. It was mental health, babe. I'm sorry I had to keep slamming these bitches. These hoes be creeping, so I had to get me some. I know you were at home with the children, so I didn't want to bother you all the time, so I had to go out and get what's mine. Bars. I had to pull out my sword and shove it in thee. It was all mental, you see. A lot of MMA fighters suffering from dementia in their early 40s. Yeah, it's fucked up. Especially getting slammed, kicked, kneed, elbowed, punched, headbutted. Bro, yes, it's damage. So true, Kurt. And out of all of us, he was the joker of the pack, always smiling and clowning about nobody knows what's inside somebody's head. You are absolutely right. See, you don't know. And people go through shit that you don't know of. Now I can understand like Smooth Will saying like, I can't respect that. Why? Because a lot of times people are just full of shit, but then a lot of times you don't know. Dion W, off topic, but out of all the scheduled fights, which one do you think should be on upset alert? Joshua Fury. See, there may not be a fucking Fury Usyk if Joshua beats Fury. Oh, but back to uh dude, that would be fucking sick though. Benoit and his family, man, look, the same thing they say happened to Edwin Valero from Venezuela. You remember he was like, I think what it was he 27 and 0 and 27 KOs. He had a perfect record. Everybody that he fought, he knocked out. Well, they say he killed his family. They say he killed his wife and then he hung himself. And then a lot of people said that wasn't true. A lot of people saying no, his wife was killed, and then he came home and seen she was dead. Then he, then I don't know, something else happened and he hung himself. I'm not sure though. The Dynamite Kid said to Benoit to stop using that move as he was damaged beyond repair from that diving headbutt maneuver. I predicted Bears week ago would win. 2010, I predicted Zerto Ramirez beats Bevel. It could happen. I skip. And most of the fighters suffering from this crap don't make millions or didn't make millions. That's sad. But I mean, none of that shit's worth your health. But then again, you could leave your family millions. Then you still broke. Sullivan used satanic numerology, and the date he did it, it matched certain occult rituals. Satanism was rampant in wrestling and still is. Oh, wow. So was Kevin Sullivan a wrestler? Joshua isn't Wilder. No, he's not. And then see, you fight that, you do that shit with Joshua, and you give Joshua, like, imagine if Joshua could land the punches that he missed against Usyk, just Usyk, and he was able to hit Fury with him. I've seen fucking Wilder belt Fury in 2 fights, the first fight and the fucking third fight, and I seen him go down. And I'm not saying Joshua has a right hand like Wilder. I'm not saying that, Wilder fans. What I'm saying is, if he's able to hit Tyson Fury, he's able to be victorious. That's all I'm saying. I do not agree with Mike Tyson saying he's not going to be able to fucking hit him. Motherfucker, Tyson Fury ain't the Matrix. I'm sorry. Nobody is, to be honest with you. And he sure the fuck ain't Mayweather. No one. He killed his wife, then hung himself in prison. I don't know. They say he did, but I heard another side. I'm just saying. I heard that somebody killed him or killed her, and then he hung himself. Sullivan was a wrestler and a behind-the-scenes matchmaker for WWF and WNWA. That's crazy, man. That shit's wild. Tony Canaris. I heard George Foreman against Ali was drugged or they did voodoo on him. Rumble in the Jungle. No, that motherfucker got cut, and he's never got cut, and he thought it was, he thought that somebody put a root on him. Now here's the thing about voodoo and all this other stuff. First of all, a lot of that, not saying it doesn't exist, but what I'm saying is, if you believe it exists, Psycho Crusher, what's up, brother? If you believe it exists, it's going to affect you mentally. It doesn't have to affect you spiritually at that point, because it already has. If something has your mind, especially when it has fear as a spirit, right? Fear is a spirit. You can be scared, like, shit, I'm scared. And then you start doing things that are weird. And he got scraped or cut or whatever. And he ain't never got cut. And he thought that it was a sign. Then he thought, well, something has to be going on because I never got cut. There's a coincidence. Yeah. You know what? They put, Ali, Boombaye, Ali, Boombaye, Ali, Boombaye. They were saying that, and he was like, man, why they don't say a George Foreman, Boombaye? Salute, Kurt. Praise the Lord Jesus Christ. How would a fight between Benavidez versus Beterbiev would play out the Queen of England was a part of a satanic thing such as eating children. I heard of something like that, man. I don't know about that. But Benavidez and Better Beef, I did a video on that not too long ago. Dude, it'll be absolute war as long as it lasts. Because see, Better Beef ain't gonna let it last, and Better Beef is not going to sit there and try to box with David. He's either going to get ate up by those fast, rapid fire punches, delivering his own punch. And if he can hurt David Benavidez, he's going to try to take him out. So it depends on who can take who out quicker. Because, see, Better Beef is going to ravage you. He's like a bear. He's going to come at you. He's going to attack. And when he attacks, you know, that's what's going to happen. Tony Morgan, watch your channel every day, Kurt, to hear the latest news. Your impersonation of Bob Arum cracks me up. Midnight in Wales now. Time for some shut-eye. Keep up the good work. Tony Morgan, appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Keep watching, because they're going to keep coming. Andy, I'm a big AJ fan, but I can't see how he beats Fury. We all know Fury talks a load of shit, but he can fight. Fury retires if he beats AJ, then Usyk. He should. I mean, everyone else, you beat Usyk, you beat Wilder, you beat AJ. There's nobody else to beat. You beat Wilder, you beat Vladimir, you beat White. He got a fucking successful career, and, you know, well done for Tyson Fury if he's able to do that. He's the best in his generation. He showed that he's the top, just like Emmanuel Stewart predicted. Emmanuel Stewart predicted that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder would be the top and they would fight each other one day. He didn't know they'll fight fucking 3 times. You know what I mean? I think Joshua is a better combination puncher than Fury, but AJ struggled to beat Usyk because you might land one punch, but you can't follow up with 2 or 3 punches on him. That's true. But I think, honestly, Joshua still trained for the wrong fight. That shit he did in the 9th round, he should have came out in the 1st round. Yeah, Foreman said that his water tasted differently before he walked out to the first Ali. Something about having an ice cube that tasted different than the water. Heard he said it recently, too. Hey, that's how he feels. But it just shows you that when people get beat, you know, certain things they think about. TV Knowledge, how are you, Kurt? Man, I'm all right. I got this fucking, I don't know. It's kind of like dull pain been here the last couple days. The Skip is right. They gave Foreman something in the drink. Roby, all boxers have excuses, especially Wilder's was the best excuses. Better Beef would send Benavidez's soul straight to oblivion. I always thought it was strange when Foreman got knocked down, he got up before the count, but the referee just waved it off and Foreman didn't even contest it. He was just walking to his corner. Well, he didn't get up in time. Like, he got up on 9 and then 10 and he got up. But I don't think that would have mattered, bro. Because Ali, I think Foreman did not expect Ali to do what he did. Foreman said this. In the 8th round, Foreman said, when I had him against the ropes and I was working him to the body and I tried to go upstairs, Ali moved with speed that he did not supposed to have in the 8th round and caught him with that right. Then a left, then caught him with another right, and then a left, then another right, and that right put him down and he spiraled around Ali, and Ali could have punched him and he didn't. You know, so Foreman was done. And you have to understand, Foreman hadn't been in a situation like that before. He's never been dropped like that before. He's never been hurt like that before. He didn't really know experience-wise what to do. That's what happens when you never lost and you do get severely hurt. You do not know what to do based on the experience that you do not have because you've never been in that situation. Counterpunch. I think Eubank Sr. is just worried that that's the end of his son's career if he loses to Conor Benn. Well, that's what his son said. He didn't tell his son to say that shit. Tony Canaris, today's heavy are nothing compared to the 70s way better fighters. Smoking Joe, who beat Ali, Foreman, Jimmy Young, Kenny Norton. was the great was great. Beat Ali in San Diego, broke his jaw. Smoking Joe, who beat Ali. Okay, he beat Ali, but you said Foreman, so I want to let you know he never beat Foreman. I want to know what Deontay Wilder will present to the public as an excuse if he loses this fight coming. I cannot believe that he's still saying Tyson Fury cheated. TV knowledge. Let me leave you with this. I hope he doesn't have to say anything because I hope he wins. I want to see what Wilder can do with other fighters. I want to see him fight Joe Joyce, Joseph Parker. He'll fight one of them, hopefully. Chris Senior needs to not coach his son. Let him fight Conor Ben. Jesus Salvador says, it's an unpopular opinion, but I believe the Mexican Monster is not better than Callum Smith, and Demetrius Andrade is not better than Billy Joe. Here's the sad thing, we'll never know. Bars. Kurt, what should Jermell Charlo do to continue on his legacy? Go up to 160, or, because, he needs to fight Errol Spence. That's what I would do. I'm undisputed. Or Terrence Crawford. If Terrence Crawford fights Errol Spence and beats Errol Spence, he needs to fight Terrence Crawford. That would be the next super fight. Then he can't say, I'm busy. He can probably say that, but he can't say he ain't fought nobody. He fought the guy that trained with you. The guy that was veered is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters, is one of the best guys in his weight class. The unified champion, in that case, would be the former unified welterweight champion. Be honest, all heavyweights today are much like 33 and better. How much time they think they're going to even get. They got even Wilder being 37. Well, he's almost 37. He'll be 37 next month. Why is Frank Sanchez not having big fights? He is among the top 5 heavyweights for me. Franklin, because he's not that guy. This show better than Monday Night Football. Boxing more exciting sport. Tony Canaras, appreciate you, brother. Andy, I will have Wilder's number 2 in the division. Nobody else is getting up when he lands on them. How Fury got up, I never knew. They all got up. Ortiz got up when he got dropped. Dominic Breazeale got up as well. A lot of times they just stop counting because of the condition. Some referees will do that. And see, I think Wilder's seen it so much, then when it didn't happen for him, he just thought it was foul play. But it wasn't. Yeah, Foreman said that he was hitting Ali with everything, and Ali said, is that all you got? Foreman said he thought, yeah, that's about all. Roby, he's definitely lost his grip on the UK boxing since joining the DAZN, and Frank Warren looks 20 years younger now. Yeah, you know what? Frank does look younger. He looked like in 2018, he looked like he was getting sick. But Kurt, they acting like they 23 or 25. How much time you tell me they got? Jet, not much. Not much at all. There's nothing more that they could do besides have the big fight at this point. They have to start working on their legacy now. So all the fights they need to make the best ones, and they need to make them in a hurry. Because, once those fighters are forgotten about, there's going to be somebody else that takes their place. It's because he signed with the PBC. PBC is where only a tiny few careers thrive and the rest die. Well, you can't say that about Demetrius Andrade, though, right? Because Demetrius Andrade, he wasn't with PBC. Kurt, do you think Triple G getting under Canelo's skin will benefit him on the fight? Nope. It will only cause Canelo to do something hurtful to him and fuck him up. It might, though. Maybe Golovkin has something for him. He's still with Jonathan Banks. It's the money that Fury has made Frank Warren, all that Botox he got. Skip says, I like him, but why would someone fight Frank Sanchez? He's a threat to anybody, but doesn't bring in the money. If you are not going to lose, then make money doing it. And I think Frank's good enough to beat a lot of fighters. I think he just has it, And I think he needs to do that now. You know, he dethroned Effie Ajagba. So that was great. Good stuff. I like him, but why would anyone fight? Okay, got him. Got that already. I think Fury will fight AJ and Usyk, then sit back, let the heavyweight best each other, and pop back into the sport and follow the Mayweather blueprint. That's it. Curtis, best boxing analyst. Appreciate you, Franklin. Jesus, Triple G is already fucked up. Advance congratulations to Canelo on his victory. Yeah, I don't think he should have took the fight, honestly. I don't think he should have took it, but it is what it is. Kurt, I got more respect for UFC guys than boxers and Dana White. This is a boxing channel. I'm biased, but I do understand why you like them. And guys, I appreciate you guys coming on. I hope you guys voted on what you think Chris Eubank will do. Is it a mind game or is it the same for real thing? Bars. Anyway, God bless you guys. Love you all. And all of you on the chat has been Counterpunch. Peace.